Also joined by Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, former DG Infantry and Defence expert on the broadcast. General Kulkarni, tragic news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. Once again, the shadow of terror continues to loom across the Kashmir Valley. Rajouri, Poonch, Sonmarg and now Gulmarg, relatively peaceful areas targeted by terror now.
Absolutely, very sad. Sad primarily because we have an elected government now, and probably elections being there, such fantastic percentage of voting, 67%, and there have been overwhelming, I've said, response and jubilation that a democratic government has come in power. And despite that, these things are happening. Probably it's trying to put the government of Omar Abdullah on the back foot to begin with. And Pakistan has decided that irrespective of whatever it may be, they cannot probably digest that there can be peace in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And that is where it is. Of course, the statehood part is something which will come. That is, there is no denying it may come today, it may come tomorrow. But irrespective whether the statehood comes or not, and the present state, I think we cannot afford to be complacent, because whatever it may be, this kind of this militants, or you could say the terrorists coming across from Pakistan, and even the last one that has happened, it is reported that there were two of them who were foreigners, and that they had M4 rifles with them. That the M4 is indication that from Afghanistan, that some of it has gone in, and there is quite a collaboration with the terrorists over here and also over there. A lot of sleeper cells, irrespective of the abrogation of Article 370, much of the separatism may have gone out of their head. But there is a sizable amount of people who still seem to be, harboring. And now also when we see, you find political parties saying, hey, it is not statehood which ought to be taken first. It should be the restoration of Article 370 should be taken first. So all these kind of talks within the state also indicate that these kind of political parties do continue to, I would say, instigate and at the same time be able to sow the seeds of separatism, which allows the sleeper cells to function. And then you find Pakistan, which has always been using terror as an instrument of state policy, continues to do so until unless it's like a fish. Fish can't stay without water. Similarly, these terrorists also can't stay coming from across the border in our territory, be able to survive until unless they have local support. And there are a lot of sleeper cells, and we really now need to do or create a buffer zones and see to it that there's nobody in that maybe 4-5 kilometers from the border, and those buffer zones can be so created that only the security forces are there, and then knock these people off. Because until and unless, and we may have to even go a little deep inside and hit some of these this thing, because knowing Gulmarg area so well, and the place where this has happened, it's not very far from even the army post over there for that matter. That is also not very far, the Nagin post and all that. And there are, but the fact that these people have been able to infiltrate is in showing that even the last one which happened at the Z-Mode is indicative. Imagine how so deep in, if somebody can come in and be able to knock off. That means there is a lobby which does not want tourism. There is a lobby which does not want development in J&K. There is a lobby which does not want to see democracy taking roots in J&K. There is a lobby which wants terror and nothing else but terror. And Pakistan is using that. And there are some people within, even from, I think, the Union Territory of J&K, that there are people, because whether it was in Jammu sometime back, again moving back to, in Kashmir Valley itself, is something which is very worrisome, and we really need to pull up our socks and not let such kind of incidents happen so frequently, one after the other. People also will start losing faith, irrespective. Or we must get on, irrespective. I personally feel that, irrespective, if there's a man who is a OGW, this entire family has to be taken into charge and ensured that they will suffer if one amongst their family members do something like this.
Yeah. Absolutely. And General Kulkarni, very quickly, do you see this as a pickup in terror activity before the winter months set in, before the passes get snowed in?
Of course, Ayushman, without fail. Because so you find now, you see a reporter, how he's dressed up, is almost, I think, touching 0 degrees over there. So that is the kind of climatic conditions that very soon the snowfall will set in. And so snow has already started at a higher reaches already.
Right.
So this is one way of trying to get in as much as they can. And if they have gotten, it's more problematic because there are sleeper cells. the logistics available to them within the country. So they will continue to do so. So I think we really need to ensure and be very coordinated search means we have to be thorough. Ensure that this thing nobody enters, and if anyone enters and anybody is seen, be very strict, and the strictest of this thing must be taken irrespective, no mercy shown, because until and unless the state government and they are lucky that the statehood has not come, and therefore the law enforcing mechanism is still with the lieutenant governor.
Right.
If it is with the lieutenant governor, I think a better coordination between the lieutenant governor and the government would be able to ensure that these kind of things don't happen at all. And then the statehood comes in a better manner, that then Omar can probably be able to govern much better with no terrorism in the state at all.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a huge cause for concern for the new administration in power in Jammu and Kashmir as well as for the central government, which has boasted the fact that it has brought normalcy not just to the Jammu region but even the Kashmir Valley. Thank you, General Kulkarni, for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your perspective.